Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today I wanted to take some time out and make a video of my 2005 MAZDASPEED Miata. I know I've quickly gone over this car in other videos before, but I've never made a single video just about it, and I wanted to kind of just go down everything that I've done to it. I got it about 2.5 years ago as a bone stock, absolutely ready for the scrapyard car. It was loaded with junk. Carpets were soaked, there was mold underneath everything. The rockers were rotted, of course, typical stuff here. Front frame rails are rotted still. Not worried about that, we'll get to that part in a little bit. All the dents that you see on it were on it already. These were all tire marks. Like, this car must have been hit by an 18-wheeler or something. There was rubber down the entire side of the car. The mirror had rubber on it. Way before the paint job, I had lifted the car. I wanted to make sure just mechanically it was going to be reliable, honestly, before I soaked any money into it. So, ran it for a while stock, threw the lift kit on it, which we'll start from the front so we don't get off track. I've got the Paco 3-inch kit, SPL tie rods, Paco's extended lower ball joints. The control arms are all new OEM all around with new bushings that I had just painted. Struts and springs are actually out of a stock 2001 NB. The front springs and struts in this car, the MAZDASPEED ones, were just blown out. There's the frame rails like I was talking about. This side isn't too bad, driver's side is much worse, but we don't worry about that. Coming up front here, we have a custom-made bash bar by a friend of mine in New York. We have bent the piping, lined it all up, used a CNC machine to make the MAZDASPEED plaque, which absolutely looks killer. Paint-wise, this is a custom color. I wanted it like a copperhead from the Dodge, a little bit of lava from the original car, and just to have like a bright mango tinge in the sun while being dark in the shade. And then I couldn't have made a better color, or picked a better color, I should say. Coming in the back, we have the Paco upper rear control arms. MAZDASPEED struts and springs are still in the rear here. They're blown out, they need to be changed. Did a 2-inch subframe drop. See the block up there? That helped out a ton with axle angle. Now it's dead straight. It has also insane shafts, level 5 axles in there. New control arms as well. New centric bolts all around for the alignment. Diamond Steely's 15x8 wheels on 29 950 15 tires. Here's the exact size, 235 75 15. These ride fantastic. They've been on the car for like 13,000 miles, a ton of road driving, and you can see there's like no choppiness or wear to them at all. These things are fantastic for just eBay tires. Headlights are original MAZDASPEED ones. This car did come with the bezels from the factory. That's why you see a little bit of haziness here. Tried the best to get rid of it, but for original headlights, can't ask for much more. I do still have the bezels that I can put back on. It's a 50-50. I like them, and then I don't like them. As well as the taillight bezels. These are the factory NB2 tails. I just like amber a lot. If you're a Mustang guy, amber for life. Tinted them amber, just to give it an extra, why not? Custom made bash bar again in the rear. Looks absolutely fantastic. Pods mounted down there. Dual 4.5-inch tips with a full 2.5-inch straight pipe exhaust with 2 resonators. Sounds perfect with the turbo, just enough. Not too much drone, no rasp. Pop the hood. Getting off track here, but doing my best to cover everything at once. All right, under the hood. Let's see. I'm gonna start from the intake. Has a flying Miata, little enchilada kit, big enchilada now. Tile blow-off valve, flying Miata intercooler, flying Miata air intake. The outerwear is on there. Turbo, it's a B&R 16G turbo, which is basically the stock housing that they do. They make the intake side bigger, exhaust side bigger, different wheel, pretty much double the size of stock, even though it's the size of your fist still. This thing is way different than stock, especially on these big tires. It's crazy how quick that made the car. 12.5 pounds of boost, that's the lowest it can go off wastegate. I have no boost controller. Painted the valve cover the same orange. OPL aluminum radiator. Compared to the stock MAZDASPEED one, zero difference. Same idle, same cruising temp. Has their slim fans on it. There's no shrouding or anything, so there's definitely room for improvement on my end, but no complaints, no advantages. Has ID 1050 injectors, which for this setup on this PSI, not necessary. I just happen to have them, so that's why they had went in the car, but I will be going to Flow Force 640s with my future upgrades. Has a Flying Miata downpipe into the 2.5-inch exhaust with 2 resonators all the way out the back. Inside, it's a Rep Hitman wheel. I don't care. It looks absolutely sick in my opinion. Orange, clear orange, however you want to call it. Custom hydro diff shift knob. This is a base MAZDASPEED, which is the cloth interior and the vinyl top, which still has its original vinyl top too, versus the GT version, which would be black leather with red stitching on any color besides lava orange, and it would have a canvas soft top instead of the vinyl. Other than that, still pretty much stock. 6-speed car, stock 4.1 MAZDASPEED Torsen. It's also on a MS3 ECU. Makes 240 at the wheels on the 12.5 pounds and 183 torque, I believe. I will have to check the dyno sheet, but for these tires, which are almost 2.5 times the stock weight of a wheel and tire, this thing absolutely rips. I've raced a bunch of Miatas, and it basically, this car at 240 wheel stays neck and neck with a 200 horsepower Miata in stock fashion. So consider 40 horsepower for the difference in the weight of the wheels and tires, the bash bars, the roll bar that's inside the car. There's also a polished hard dog comp bar. Bottom of the hard top is painted purple from my last lifted Miata. It still looks cool. Just trying to think of anything else I could add in and chime in here. I mean, miscellaneous wise, just maintenance and all that. Like I mentioned in the rear, I did the half shafts. It has a rebuilt drive shaft, the MAZDASPEED drive shaft with the new yokes and everything. Transmission has a Flying Miata stage 1 clutch. Stock weight flywheel. I didn't want the light flywheel for not crawling per se, but low speed in the woods, the RPMs fall too fast. I didn't want to deal with that. MAZDASPEED comp motor mounts, MAZDASPEED comp differential bushings. What else? Treasure Coast wheel bearings all around. They sell rebuilt rear spindles and wheel bearings combined, which is a huge help. Screw trying to split all that stuff, especially rusty northern cars like this one. Start it up. And yeah, all that money you pay for the Flying Miata Happy Meal kit with their throwout bearing, it squeaks like hell. So upgrade to the Timken off of Amazon for the extra $29. I've never had a Timken throwout bearing or pilot bearing squeak on me. Absolutely ridiculous. That was less than 2 days after I installed it almost 2 years ago. It was squeaking just like it does now. Under the hood definitely needs some work. I mean, I never really pop it. That shows it's not not a show car. It just happens to look pretty damn good. But I know that there's some pitting and whatnot. Can't help it. Live in New Jersey. Salt and corrosion's in the air. I'm gonna add some more clips in that I've taken different times, but I'm gonna throw it all together now. Hopefully you guys like it. If you want any more information on the car or different types of videos, like I said, I really would like to get more off-road with it. I understand that you clearly can tell it's not that dirty. We don't have the best trails around here. It's either complete clay mud, which clearly this two-wheel drive Miata is not going to do well with, or it's just pure rocks. I want a happy medium, like going out west. Nice, just smooth trails for hundreds of miles. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this type of video. The more I make of them, the smoother I'll be able to talk. I know I sound tongue-twisted like an idiot. I'm trying my best. See you guys on the next one.